Welcome back, TW fans, for another episode of What's New at Tackle Warehouse. Thomas here bringing you another look at some fresh new gear we are bringing into the shop. All right, it's the 28th, so Christmas just ended. Hopefully everyone had a great time, enjoyed the festivities. Hopefully you're still in that holiday spirit, because we're actually gonna kick it off today with a cool New Year's gift for you. All right, so we got a new one from Scum Frog. We got the Scum Frog Trophy Series Holiday Frog. You guys have seen these in the past. They usually do them for Thanksgiving. Sometimes they do them for Christmas, New Year's this time, and that's what I got in my hand here. So you got a festive frog, cool maybe stocking stuffer if you're still looking for that last minute, we got a late holiday party going on, or maybe a prize for your New Year's hangover derby, something like that. Just a ton of cool options for this one for you here. And it's still a cool frog. I mean, you can put this thing to work. You can catch a ton of fish. So, January may not be frogging season, but if you want to add this thing to your collection, maybe bust it out in the summer, whatever the case may be, this thing is a killer frog with some cool graphics on it. So make sure you snag this one, add it to your collection. They're only a limited release, so once they're gone, they are gone for good. So you definitely don't want to miss out on this new one, the New Year's edition. All right, now let's look at something that we can put to work right now, this winter. We got a new one from 6th Sense. We got the 6th Sense Provoke 106 sinking jerkbait. So this is just gonna kind of expand on that Provoke lineup, a killer jerkbait. So 6th Sense worked with some of their top pros to develop, a really wild, erratic, nice darting jerkbait. So they put a ton of attention to detail in the way they shape the tail. So you're just gonna get a tremendous amount of action out of it. But now we got it in a sinking series. So any of those bass that are maybe hiding from the colder surface water, holding a little bit deeper, maybe off the bank on some offshore structure, this is gonna be what you wanna turn to. Premium components on this one, great treble hooks, good solid split rings on these things, killer paint jobs, nice meticulous detailing, and that awesome Provoke action, but now we got it in a sinking platform. So definitely add this one to your collection for your wintertime fishing. Of course, you can use those jerkbaits year round, but it's great giving them a nice long pause, letting that thing sink down and reach those kind of harder to reach bass. All right, we got a new one from Owner. Now the one we just looked at, that 6th Sense Provoke, got great trebles on it. In fact, all the hard baits today, killer trebles on it. But if you need to maybe upgrade some trebles, refresh some trebles, or you're just looking to add a feathered option on the back of your favorite topwater, Owner's got us covered with this new feathered dress treble hook. Killer, awesome Owner hook. Everyone knows how great these things are. Well, now we got some nice feathered treble, or hair treble to it, or hair dressing, excuse me. Got a little mylar in there too, so you're gonna get a little bit of extra flash. So, I like using these things maybe on spoons, but definitely on your topwater. Popper, like we're gonna look at a little bit later in this episode, or even a walking bait. It's gonna kind of slow down that bait, almost act as a braking mechanism, but also adds a little bit of attraction, a little bit of action with that dressing on the back here. So a premium hook, so you can upgrade some of your favorite hard baits to it. All right. Last little bit of terminal I want to look at today, another cool one from Gamakatsu. We got the Gamakatsu Double Down Spring Lock. So this thing is just a cool one, whether you're looking to lock down your favorite plastic swim bait to a big swim bait hook, or maybe you want to bury this thing in the belly and hang a willow blade off your swim bait, or even just locking it down on a jig or a swing head. A ton of things you can do with this one, but this is just gonna be a really robust spring to really hold those soft plastics in place. No more messy glues, no toothpick tricks, none of that. You can absolutely use this to lock down your favorite soft plastic, whether it's a trailer or, like I said, a swim bait on a swim bait hook, or you're just looking to accessorize your soft plastic with a willow blade, a Colorado blade, Indiana blade. There's a ton of different options out here. Your imagination is your only limit on that Double Down Spring Lock, so definitely check that one out from Gamakatsu. Got a new series of crankbaits to look at today from Spro. We got the Spro Outsider series. The first one we're gonna talk about is the DD80. So this is their deep diver, goes all the way down to 20 foot. So this one's really gonna be able to plunge deep down there and reach those bass that are holding on the bottom or holding onto that offshore structure, kind of like we were talking about earlier with that sinking jerkbait, but now you can take this thing even farther, even deeper. So the Outside series of crankbaits, pretty unique. They actually put the weight on the outside. It's above this hook right here. So that's gonna allow it to maintain kind of a smaller profile since the weight's not on the inside, it's now on the outside. It's also gonna tighten up the action a little bit. So you're gonna be able to cast this thing a mile, get tremendous action out of it, and maintain a smaller profile. So for this one here, it's a deep diving crankbait all the way down to 20 foot, like I mentioned, but it's not oversized. So you can still maintain that kind of smaller profile, that more appealing profile for some of those bass that aren't looking for a giant meal, or maybe they're a little bit wary. So this is just kind of a cool way to get one of those bigger baits down deep without increasing the size of it too much. Killer Gamakatsu hooks on this one with a silky gray coating. So you're gonna get quick penetration, reliable hookup ratios, and they got the full lineup for you here. So we got the MR60 and we got the SR55. So just everything that you want to reach on. This one goes down to 7 and 9. This one goes 3 to 4 foot. So really, you're gonna be able to cover the entire water column with this this series of crankbaits. The bass aren't gonna be able to hide anywhere from you. So definitely check out the new Outsider series. I think it's a pretty unique new bait with the weight on the outside. So let us know if you guys have tried it, if they're working well, or if you haven't tried it yet, let us know which one you're gonna pick up and give a go this winter or beyond. All right, so we got a new soft plastic. This one from Yamamoto. This is the Yamamoto Yamakra. Now, Yamamoto makes some legendary soft plastics. Everyone knows that. And they do have some kind of craw baits in there for sure and some creature baits, but they kind of missed, or had a missing hole in their lineup with just a traditional style craw. Well, they got that hole filled now with their new Yamakra. This thing is killer. So it's got some cool flapping appendages up front with some deep cups on the front as well. So you're gonna get some tremendous action out of this thing, some independent kicking on the claws, some nice waving action to it. So you're just gonna get a ton of action. Also cool out of this thing is they use the Mega Float formula. So this thing is gonna be super, super buoyant. So when you got it on the bottom, resting on the bottom, it's always gonna be in that upright foraging posture that bass simply cannot resist. Really, really natural looking. And the whole craw itself is natural. You got some micro appendages on here that's just gonna give you a little bit of secondary action, a couple antennae up front, and then just that traditional natural craw profile on it. So definitely wanna add this one to your lineup. We're stoked that Yamamoto came out with these things, got that cool formula in there. It's just a killer craw that you do not wanna miss out on. Again, maybe you can use it this winter, kind of dragging a jig nice and slow, but all year long, that thing is gonna be killer. All right, let's take a break from some of the hardware here and take a look at some cool apparel. So Tackle Warehouse, we've always been hooking you up with some of the pro gear. Now we got you hooked up with a pro look. So we got a new manufacturer bringing in. Gemini is gonna be covering our new Tackle Warehouse jerseys. So we're gonna make sure you guys are looking just like the pros on the water. So we got a couple different styling here. We have this one that has the quarter zip, nice, Tackle Warehouse logos on the collar. This is actually the fade pattern. But we have a ton of different patterns on there. Make sure you head over to tacklewarehouse.com to check them out. We even have like some cool snow camo ones. But we also have hooded versions too. So if you're looking for a little bit more comprehensive coverage from the sun, we got you covered. So these actually do carry a UPF rating as well. Super breathable. They have some antimicrobial treatments. So not only are you gonna be looking good, you're gonna be feeling great. Really lightweight, breathable. And like I said, we got a couple hooded options with those the TW logos on there for really full comprehensive coverage. So you can see I got a couple cool patterns for you here, but we do have more on the website, so make sure to check them out. Got this whole new series of the Tackle Warehouse jerseys. All right, let's jump back into the stuff that's gonna catch us some of these fish. First up from Vicious, I got a whole new series of stuff to talk to you guys about from Vicious, but we're gonna start with the Spin Doctor spinnerbait. So this thing is pretty cool spinnerbait. I like it a lot. It's got some killer components. First off, right out the gate, we got a mustad hook on this thing, so you're really gonna be able to swing that rod in confidence. You're gonna get a lot of those fish back to the boat. But I mean, just top to bottom, this thing is a nice quality spinnerbait. So you're gonna have one painted blade and then one metallic blade. So you're gonna get a little bit of, especially for a dirty water here, a little bit more of a visual cue to it. And then you're gonna get a ton of flash out of that metal blade as well. They actually have a specialized coating on this, this whole wire system that's gonna actually help fight rust and fight corrosion. So this thing is gonna stay new, stay premium for a real, real long time. Got a nice tide skirt on here, so that thing's gonna be durable, not going anywhere. Have a keeled head, so it's gonna run nice and balanced, whether you're slow rolling it on the bottom or you're burning it through kind of higher in the water column. And then like I mentioned earlier, that mustad hook that's really gonna button those fish up. So it's got a nice flexible wire to it as well, so it's just gonna enhance that vibration, but it's durable enough that you can catch those bruiser fish. Even if they're near cover, you're gonna be able to haul them away from that cover, no problem at all. So it's just a cool spinnerbait that you're gonna wanna add to your arsenal. Everyone needs to have a spinnerbait tied on just about year round, so that's a good place to start with Vicious. All right, Vicious has also got some crankbaits for us to check out. We have their new MC and SC series of crankbaits. So this one's actually gonna go 4 to 8 foot, and this one's gonna go 2 to 4 foot. So again, we're gonna be able to cover a ton of the water column with just these two baits alone. Now, just like that spinnerbait we just talked about, this thing is gonna be dressed up with some mustad hooks as well. So you're gonna get killer mustad treble hooks that you can really have confidence in. And I've said it before, I do love it when you get a nice hard bait and you don't have to swap the hardware. It's already hard enough to invest in so much of this gear, it kind of sucks when you have to also swap out the treble hooks immediately, but not the case here. Killer mustad trebles on here that you're definitely gonna feel confident in. So with the MR series here, it's gonna have a rattle in it and a weight transfer system, so you're gonna be able to cast it a mile, and like I mentioned, it dives 4 to 8 foot, so you'll be able to kind of target some of those fish that are holding off the bank. The SR is actually gonna be silent, so you're still getting that kind of hard square bill action to it. It actually has a rounded bill up front, but with some of those shallower square bills, you're still getting that hard thumping action, but it's gonna be a little bit subtle as well with that silent approach to them. And killer graphics on these things. I mean, the paint jobs are real nice. Got some nice 3D scaling patterns to them, so just really, really detailed. So some killer crankbaits from Vicious you are gonna wanna check out. Last hard bait from Vicious, we got their V-Pop 80 popper. Another cool popper. Again, we got mustad treble hooks. They even gave you a feather dressed treble hook on the back, so you don't gotta swap this thing out at all. killer treble hook. Now I kind of mentioned it earlier in the episode that those feathered treble hooks or any dressed treble hooks on the back can almost act like a braking system on these. So it will slow down your popper a little bit, which is nice when you're kind of trying to target over some isolated structure, or maybe you just want to work it slowly over open water. Well, Vicious also hooked us up with some texturing on the side. And again, it's gonna kind of act like a braking system. So rather than having a smooth body, it has this texture that's gonna kind of grab, disturb, and kind of push back on that water just to really slow down. So you're gonna be able to work this thing super, super slow, keep it in the strike zone for a very long time, and get you some of those explosive topwater blowups that we all love. So again, maybe not this winter, but you're gonna wanna stock up on these things when that topwater bite inevitably comes back around. And that's a cool one from Vicious. All right, now we can't talk wintertime fishing without talking wintertime apparel, and Gill has us covered with a whole new series of waterproof jackets. So if you got those cold late season tournaments coming up, or even those super early season January, February tournaments where it's real cold and usually wet, Gill has got us covered with a whole new series. So we got the Meridian right here, we have the Apex Pro, and their Aspect. So whatever your need is, if you're looking for a virtual jacket, you don't need that heavy, kind of super warm jacket, maybe you can go with the Aspect for you here. But if you are looking for that supreme, superior, late season tournament, wet weather jacket, they've got you covered with either the Apex or the Meridian. Both of these are gonna offer a ton of warmth and a ton of waterproof. So they all rely on Gill's Explore multi-layered fabric. So that fabric is gonna not only, of course, keep you dry, but it's also gonna be really breathable. Because there's nothing worse than being dry on the outside thanks to this material, but then being super sweaty on the inside. It kind of defeats the purpose of these things. So they got you covered with that multi-layer fabric that really helps shed that moisture on the outside, but is breathable so you don't build up any perspiration. They also rely on their Vortex hood, which I really enjoy. When you're running down the lake, you can have this thing buttoned down tight. It's not gonna pull on your neck, it's not gonna pull on your head, because they do have those multi-vents built into the hood, so you can throw that rooster tail down the lake with absolutely no worries of that thing pulling on your head. So just a killer series of jackets from Gill. They also have the matching bibs, of course, so make sure you head over to tacklewarehouse.com to check out the jackets and the matching bibs for your next late season wet weather tournament. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap up this week's What's New at Tackle Warehouse. I hope you enjoyed it. If you wanna learn more about these products or to shop for any of these things, of course, click shop or the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. And as always, let us know in the comments, which of these you're putting to work, this winter, this spring. Are you going to grab yourself a cool new pro jersey here for your next tournament season? We want to hear from you guys. All right, we'll see y'all next week.